I've got something a little bit surprising to myself to report, and it has to do with my shoes, but more importantly with what's inside my shoes. About a month, maybe 2 months ago, I stopped wearing inserts. So I got the aftermarket inserts, as one is often wont to do, and I've been using them for years. So I personally prefer the Superfeets, and I get the carbons. Oh man, look at that sunrise. That's why we run in the morning, folks. Anyway, Superfeet carbon inserts. You know, these run 40, 50, 60 bucks. I'll link the description below, see what they're at now. I want to say it's a $60 investment. But I began wearing them because they really did help give me some extra support, especially when I was beginning trail running, actually. And I used them for both trail and road. They gave me extra support. They felt comfortable. They firm up the footfalls, which gave me a little bit more confidence in each footstep in my stride. But here's what happened. I got these shoes about 2 months ago. They're Sauconys, my first pair of Sauconys. Let me slow down for you. My first pair of Saucony, oh gosh, I'll link the model in the description because I'm spacing out right now. I think it's Triumph 22. Been phenomenally comfortable. They've got the cushion that I'm used to from Clifton's and Bondi's. It's not quite as springy as Bondi's, but in a good way. Spongy, I should say. Wow, how about that? So I've really been happy with the Sauconys, but what I did is I tried something new, and it happened because my inserts were really squeaking more than I'm used to in these new shoes when they were new. Now, you probably can't pick up with the microphone right now, but they weren't squeaking, and now they're still not squeaking. Earlier, I took a pause and walked for a minute, and they started squeaking again. So sometimes, because of the carbons that I use, those carbon inserts, sometimes between the sole or the inside of the shoe and the bottom of that insert, it just creates this squeaking noise because there's a lot of hard plastics in there, because it's a very firm insert. Well, that got more annoying on one day than I am used to. I ditched it, and I've been wearing the stock inserts, which have also been fine. But here's what happened. Today, I went back to the Superfeets, and immediately when I put them on, I was like, oh, this is why I wear inserts. It's a no-brainer going forward. It was good to try it out, but here's the difference. When I was wearing the stock inserts, a lot more cushion. It's a flimsy thing, so there's zero more support. So it doesn't do anything for your foot, but it does have a little bit more comfort if you're walking around cushion-like. What I saw though, you know, I'm on super urban area right here. I'm on greenways most of my training runs, just out of convenience. But when I go into the median or onto some uneven terrain, I found that I was not very confident in my footfalls. There was a little bit, it was just too forgiving. I was just kind of squashing around and stuff in those inserts. Yeah, maybe that was a head thing, I don't know. Point being, when I put these Superfeets back in this morning, even before I left my driveway, I was like, oh man, I feel more confident in my footsteps. I can really feel, so it's a combination. I can feel the road and my footfalls more than I was able to with those factory inserts. But I also still have and benefit from the cushioning of the shoe, because it's a cushioned shoe, right? So I'm back in inserts 100% of the time. What I do, because I'm cheap, is I buy a pair and then I just switch them between my shoes. This has never served me wrong. These inserts for me, I mean, I don't throw them away until they're literally falling apart. Superfeet, if you want to hook me up with some more extras so I can actually benefit from them properly, happy to get them. But I just buy a pair, sometimes two, and I'll rotate them between 2, 3, 4 pairs of shoes that I'm wearing in any running training season. And I'll rotate between the trail shoes and the road shoes as well. I'm not above doing that. And in fact, I'll tell you one word of caution, and it's related to what I'm currently using in my Speed Goats. I'm in the Speed Goat 4s still, and it is 2024. That'll tell you something. And yeah, I've used them a lot. I'm guessing 500 plus miles on those. So right now in those Speed Goat 4s, I've got a previous pair of Superfeet. They're not the carbons. The one time I didn't buy carbons was actually, I guess about a year ago, maybe even 2 years ago. And I got one of their new models, and they were marketing it very attractively. Said, hey, I'll try it out. Well, it didn't have as firm plastic in it, and the material was just like a, you know, it's an upgraded factory insert, but it wasn't what I was used to. A lot of support, you know, basically just felt like it would last forever material with these carbons. What happened was after a couple 100 miles, maybe not even that, I think after 100 miles, they started to come undone. Like the top of it, the little piece of fabric started peeling off. I was dissatisfied, but I tweeted at them, I think, and they actually ended up sending me a pair at no charge of my regulars, which was super nice. Props to you, Superfeet. Made it right, and now I just throw those other ones. Instead of throwing them away, I put them in my Speed Goats whenever I'm under 10 miles out on the trail on an easy run, 5, 6 miles. They still work okay. They didn't continue falling apart like I was afraid they would. And they're not as comfortable, but they work fine. At any rate, that's my spiel. I am a proud proponent of these inserts. I'll leave a link to both of them below with highlights on the one that I really am endorsing today, the carbons. And try them out. Here's the thing. You only have to buy them, and you're spending, what, a third of the cost of a pair of shoes. And these will last, like I said, I keep them in my shoes much longer than they recommend, and they're totally fine until they're falling apart. The last pair I threw away was quite a while ago, and it's because a hole was forming in them. So you spend a third of the cost of a pair of shoes, and you have it for the life of 3, 4, 5 shoes probably. Hey, something I forgot to mention. Pretty big benefit for you trail runners out there. When you get your feet wet, this is a huge, huge difference between the factory inserts and something like the Superfeet carbon, because they just dry out quicker. So anyway, that was one of the first things I was thinking about this morning, and I completely forgot to mention it on the first draft of the video. Boom, there you go. All right, have a great one. Bye.